everyone, I am Bindu and present with me today is Subhashish. Welcome you all to a new lesson from class 7th. Today we are going to learn about new kings and kingdoms. Many new families became rulers after the 7th century. The biggest ruling families were in different subcontinent areas between the 7th and 12th centuries. In this session, we will learn about the emergence of new dynasties. In part 1 of this lesson, we will explore the emergence of new dynasties, Prashastis and land grants. Administration in the kingdoms. Warfare for wealth of Mahmud Ghazni. Chahamanas or Chauhans. Before starting the session, let's take a look at the keywords. Dynasties. A powerful group or families that maintains its position for a considerable time. Samantas. Samantas were the big landlords who were kings' subordinates. Rashtrakutas, a royal dynasty that ruled parts of the Indian subcontinent from the 6th century to the 10th century. Kshatriya, a high caste Hindu typically designated for ruling and military roles. Warrior chiefs, a chief who leads a group in wartime. Prashastis, information composed by learned Brahmins in praise of the rulers. Land grants. A land grant is a gift of land for services to an individual. Concept map. First, we will look at the emergence of new dynasties. In the 7th century, powerful landlords and warrior chiefs in various parts of the subcontinent were recognized as subordinates or samantas by the kings. They had to give gifts, attend courts, and assist in battles. They began calling themselves Mahasamanta, Mahamandaleshwara, and more as they grow in power and wealth. Some even attempted to break free from their overlords. The Rashtrakutas in the Deccan were initially under the rule of the Chalukyas of Karnataka. In the 8th century, a Rashtrakuta leader named Danti Durga defeated his Chalukya ruler and performed a ritual called Hiranyagarbha, which was believed to bring about a rebirth as a Kshatriya. In other cases, men from enterprising families used their military skills to carve out kingdoms. For instance, the Kadamba Mayura Sharma and the Gurjara Pratihara Harichandra were Brahmins who gave up their traditional professions and took to arms, successfully establishing kingdoms in Karnataka and Rajasthan respectively. Prashastis and land grants. The beginning part of writing is called Prashasti. Prashastis provide information about the ruling family, including their ancestors and the time they lived. They also praise the rulers and their accomplishments. However, they relieve the rulers' intentions in portraying themselves. Kings frequently gave land grants to Brahmins and other loyal servants. These grants were documented on copper plates, which were handed over to the recipients. In the 12th century, Kalhana, an author, wrote a lengthy Sanskrit poem detailing the history of Kashmiri rulers. He gathered information from various sources like inscriptions, documents, eyewitnesses, and earlier histories to compile his work. Unlike Prashasti writers, Kalhana was known for being critical of rulers and their decisions. Administration in the kingdoms. Numerous new kings chose impressive titles like Maharaja Adiraja, Great King, Overlord of Kings, Tribhuvan, Chakravarti, Lord of the Three Worlds, and more. Despite these claims, they frequently shared authority with their Samantas and groups of peasants, traders, and Brahmins. In every kingdom, resources were taken from the peasants, cattle keepers, artisans, and traders. They had to give up a portion of what they produced and sold. Some lords claimed it as rent because they believed they owned the land. Traders also had to pay revenue. The king used these resources to fund his kingdom, build temples and forts, wage wars, and gain wealth through tribute, land, and trade routes. Revenue collectors and army positions were typically hereditary and often passed down through ruling families. Warfare for wealth. The ruling dynasties, Gurjara Pratihara, Rashtrakuta, and Pala, fought over control of Kannauj in the Ganga Valley, resulting in the Tripartite struggle. Mahmud Ghazni. Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni ruled from 997 to 1030 CE. Expanding his empire over Central Asia, Iran, and parts of the northwestern subcontinent. He frequently attacked northern India, looting and destroying temples such as the one in Somnath, Gujarat. The acquired riches were used to build the capital city of Ghazni. Sultan Mahmud wanted to learn more about the people he conquered. So he asked Al-Biruni to write about the subcontinent. Al-Biruni's Kitab al-Hind, based on input from Sanskrit scholars, is a valuable resource for historians. Chahamanas or Chauhans. The Chahamanas, also known as the Chauhans, were in charge of the area near Delhi and Ajmer. They wanted to expand their power to the west and east, but they faced opposition from the Chalukyas of Gujarat and the Gahadwalas of western Uttar Pradesh. The most famous Chahamanas ruler was Prithviraja III, who won against an Afghan ruler named Sultan Muhammad Ghori in 1191 CE, but unfortunately lost to him the following year in 1192 CE. Conclusion. By the 7th century, different regions of the subcontinent had large landlords and warrior leaders who were recognized by the existing rulers as subordinates or samantas. We will continue with part 2, the kingdom's ruling. Thank you.